Homeowners insurance isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. Whether you're seeking homeowners insurance or you've already got a policy in place, there are some very important questions you're going to want to ask and information within your policy that you need to know. So, here to help, we've got Amber Carlton. She's a real estate agent at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties. Welcome. And we got Andy Dunphy, and Andy is a financial representative at Country Financial. I love this collaboration. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. I also appreciate that we coordinated outfits. I think that's very important. So, yay for us. But this is a really important topic as well. So, Amber, when people are looking for homeowners insurance, what do you do to ensure that your clients are protected? Because what maybe a lot of people don't realize is your homeowners insurance doesn't just protect your home, it kind of protects your whole life, really. Kind of explain what that means.
Yes, so one of the biggest things that I insure to do is make sure that Andy reaches out to them and does a clue report for them. And that clue report actually looks back to see if there have been any claims that have been taken out against the property that haven't been fulfilled. So we had hail damage come through, you got a check, but you didn't replace the shingles. That could make the shingles uninsurable for you going forward as a new buyer. So whoever you want to use for homeowners insurance is great, but I always want Andy to check that to make sure what you're buying is good to go.
And a home, a lot of people would say, is an investment, but it is very important with any investment to make sure that you are protecting it. So Andy, when people are shopping for homes, they're looking at home insurance, what are some things that they really need to know? What are specific coverages they should ask for?
Well, this time of year, I would say during an active storm season, which we're having right now, an important coverage is water backup, sump pump failure, things of that nature. Those are optional coverages that aren't included on every policy. So talk to your agent to get that coverage on your policy, whether you're buying a new home or if you're already a homeowner, talk to them about sump pump coverage.
And there's a lot of beautiful homes in our community. Some of them are older homes, and a lot of people may purchase them, they may renovate them, add things to the home, or even personal property, you know, they're buying new furniture and things like that. And it's important, right, Amber, to remember we want to add those things.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm guilty of it myself, kind of just hesitating a little bit, bought a hot tub. I'm like, what do I do here? So I called Andy and right away he's like, yes, we can add that coverage. And for that particular item, it wasn't even $1 more. So, and it was covered from transport from where it was all the way to my home. So as soon as you know you're making those large purchases, call your insurance agent and have them add it. It depends on what it is. If it's guns or jewelry, it might be a little bit more, but anything over $1,000 really, contact your insurance agent and say, hey, I've got this coming up, golf cart, hot tub, whatever it might be, and just see what they say. It's not going to be as bad as you think, and then you're covered if something goes wrong.
And of course, Andy, when we're talking about big purchases, you know, if somebody's choosing to remodel their home entirely, or if they want to build a new home, there's a lot that's involved in that. So how does somebody make sure that they have enough coverage?
Yeah, right now everyone's talking about, you know, the rising costs of lumber, labor costs, inflation. So I would say just meet with your agent, you know, once a year, once every other year. Just make sure you have the coverages in place that you're comfortable with. So in the event that something bad does happen, that you're fully covered and able to fix up your house.
And if somebody out there, maybe you at home, you're thinking about buying a new home, renovating, whatever it might be, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties, you are excellent at all of that. But one of the big things that's a bonus for you guys is you have such great connections. So that if somebody comes to you and they're like, I don't really know how to navigate the new home buying landscape or building, whatever it is, you can say, we can help you here, but also we can refer you to people like Andy who have also very valuable information that can help you out with that. So how can we get in touch with you?
Yes, you can contact myself, 701-640-8326, or find me online at amber.realtor.
And then Andy, of course, you're at Country Financial. Where can we get in touch with you?
Yeah, so my office line is 701-281-1383, or my email address, andy.dunphy@countryfinancial.com.
And would you recommend, just out of curiosity, you know, obviously relationships are kind of the name in the game, Amber, when you're doing things like this, because it's such a big project, would you recommend, you know, if you're going to go out there and if you're going to buy a home, sell a home, whatever, find a realtor, find a broker, somebody like yourself who really can say, I'm going to lead you through this process and we've got all the resources you need. How valuable is that to a home buyer?
It's invaluable. And just knowing that that person is there fighting for you and there to represent and protect you and not out for their own interest is huge. And they work with people who have similar values, you know, growing that network around you, whether it's homeowners insurance or home inspector, any of the things you might need. We've got lists for days for you.
And I think that, you know, especially when you're in this industry, Andy, you're in finance, and of course you're in real estate and things like that, it's easy to take for granted all of this information that you guys have and all this knowledge. We don't have that. So obviously trust it to the experts. Make sure that you reach out to Amber or Andy, get in touch with them, and they can probably answer any question that you have. But of course, you're going to want to stay with us. We're going to be hearing about the finds of a study on modern workforce and the changes over the past few years to now. I know it's been a crazy few years, so we're going to talk about that next.